After our Rick Steves tour of Spain, we decided to stay in Munich for a few days on our way home. Although we were not on a Rick Steves tour, his staff made a few suggestions of places that they stay at when they're in Munich, and they're really good that way. The place they suggested was amazing. The staff was great, the location was great, right inside the gates of the Old Town area, and the restaurant that they're attached to was also great, and I would have no issue recommending this place to anyone. The Marienplatz is the central area of the Old Town. We were only here for 2 days, and this place alone filled those 2 days. As a matter of fact, there was so much that we had to do in these 2 videos that I actually have to split it up into 2 different videos. So if everyone forgives my pronunciation, since I don't have a language coach, here we go. The Marienplatz is actually named after a Marian column, which was erected in its center in 1638 to celebrate the end of the Swedish occupation during the 30 Years' War. The Virgin Mary is revered here as the protector of Bavaria, following a respective vow by Duke Elector Maximilian I of Bavaria. If the ducal residential cities of Munich and Landshut would be spared from war destruction, he would erect this monument to her. Today, the Marienplatz is dominated by the new City Hall. The old City Hall, which is a reconstructed Gothic council hall and ballroom and tower, is actually at the other end of this central area. This area is actually the heart of the city of Munich. In the Middle Ages, the square used to be a marketplace, as well as the site where tournaments and festivals took place. In 1807, the market was actually moved to the nearby, and here we go with the pronunciation, Victalian Market, but it's a little square off to sort of the left of the plaza, and actually continues to this very day to be a focal point. This little monument commemorates on November 30th, 1487, the first food law in the world saw the light of day. It was a binding order, only for Munich though, that regulated which ingredients are used to brew beer. The Isar Tower is located actually right next to the hotel where we stayed at. The central tower was built in 1337 and gave entrance to the Isar, which there was a river flowing through Munich at the time. The smaller octagonal towers were only built later in the early 15th century. The facade of the Isar Tower is decorated with murals depicting the triumphal procession of Louis the Bavarian, Ludwig IV, after his victory over the Austrians in 1322. When you go through the gate, you actually leave the old city and it opens up to a whole different, newer city, as well as this hot dog stand. This is a statue of Romeo and Juliet's Juliet. It was a gift from the city of Verona in 1974. However, somewhere along the line, this legend came up that by touching her right breast, it'll bring you good luck. I don't know how much good luck is left, but as you could see, all the paint is worn off of her right breast. And I have no idea what this guy was sitting there thinking. The Rathaus-Glockenspiel clock dates back to around 1908, and it was part of the new town hall construction in Munich. It's a great tourist attraction, chimes, all kinds of ringing 2-3 times a day. There's a spinning going on all the time where there are these fights and shows going on, and 2 knights are jousting, and of course the Bavarians always win, but then again, they paid for it. The Old Town Hall was built around 1392-1394, and it served until the Town Hall until 1874, when it was replaced by the new building with the Glockenspiel Tower. A part of the first city wall gates is actually part of this building's spire. As time passed on and there became traffic and more pedestrians and all that, they actually created a tunnel to go through the building that cars and people could go through. And when they did that, though, they kind of destroyed the first floor. But it's still kind of an amazing building. Although there are a few churches in this area, I have to do them in a separate video. Although I would have liked to have played on here too, I don't know how to dial 911 in German. This is the Lion's Tower, and actually was a tower built during the medieval period as part of the city fortifications back in the 12th century. This was all the inside of the Marienplatz area. I haven't even gotten to the outskirts walking around it. That's why I needed to do a second video.